stopped smoking?
I stopped smoking. So I stopped smoking in 2018 on the 1st of September. Whatever I do on the road, I apply it to my life. So if I'm tired about something in my life, I'm gonna sit down and stop and quit. I'm gonna go do trail. And
so trail is your first love.
If you were to ask me between trail and road, which one would I choose any day? I'll choose trail. And trail helps me to search for my soul more than road. Road gives me so much satisfaction. Trail gives me time to search for my soul. Now it's at night. I'm not used to running at night. I'm alone, just me and my headlight.
Sure.
I have to go down. It's the mountain. This side is a cliff. There's water. I'm scared. When you go to registration day, go check your whole gear. Waterproof. They won't give you a race number until they check the whole gear. The difference between Matthews and Coach V is that Matthews, when you say, I want to do this, he'll say, okay, let's do it. Coach V, when you say, I want to do this, he'll say, okay, hold on, wait, before we do this, have we done this and that and that? It was tough. 2 Oceans Silver program is tough.
Yeah.
It is by far the toughest training program I've ever been on. That training program, you're combining mileage and speed. She came back to me after I did the thing, and then she said to me, if you don't release this as a book, I'm gonna leave you.
Welcome to this episode of the Runners Podcast with myself, Rotokholo. If you are new to our channel, click the subscription button, follow us, and if you are a returning subscriber, we say thank you for your support. And today we have a special guest. His name is Sipho Marima. He's a runner, he's a book writer, and he will unpack everything in this episode. And without further waste of time, I like when our guests introduce themselves. So we say, welcome home, Shaka.
Nakenzama Shaka, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for making time to come and talk to us.
No, thanks for having me. Means a lot.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself, man.
Sipho Marima from Giyani, born, bred and battered in Giyani, Alimpopo.
Yeah.
I'm Tsonga. I started running 2017. Well, as a kid, I played soccer. I went to...
I think that's where most of us...
We started, I went to Mukopane Academy of Sports. I played soccer for UJ. And then I had a knee injury in 2012. I had to stop playing sports. I went into working inside the gym. But then during that period, I fell into the trap of... alcohol and smoking.
I see.
2017, I was introduced to running, and that's a little bit about myself. I'm a father of 2 beautiful girls, married, and just the son of the soil.
For interest's sake, stopped smoking?
I stopped smoking. So I stopped smoking in 2018 on the 1st of September. I took my last cigarette. It was before Val River. You know the Val River race?
Yeah.
It was before the Val River race. I said to myself, let me try this running thing without the smoking. There was a guy who saw me, respect him very much, Coach Benzi. I call him a guy because I call him a guy because he doesn't age.
Yeah.
Because of running. So when I see him every time, I'm like, hi, young man. He saw me, he said, you have so much potential in running. If you can give it your everything, you can actually do well. I was like, I can't give it my all if I'm smoking and drinking. So 2017, I decided I'm going to stop smoking.
Yeah. That was a bold move.
And I've been smoking for so many years. When I say so many years, I mean, my mom will kill me for this, but even when I was a teenager, I used to smoke. She just didn't know. Maybe she knew. You know how parents are. So, 2017, I stopped smoking, and then haven't had a cigarette since then.
And you said are you still working at the gym, or you worked at the gym?
No, I worked at the gym for 12 years. After 12 years, I decided it's time to venture into other things. But
then, at the gym, runners and cyclists come in, and even if you're a fitness trainer, they'll tell you, "Brah, when are you starting to run?"
Yeah, I've had so many people recruit me. I've had.
So you were recruited by runners by runners to say, come and run with us.
No.
And you didn't succumb, but Coach Benzi won.
So my wife, actually, she started running in 2016. So she used to make me go drop her off at the race and pick her up after. And I used to hate that. Because when I would come back from a party the whole night, it's 4 o'clock, when I am going for a run, I must go drop you. I must come fetch you at 9, I'm hungover. And one day, it was the Pirates race. It was after the Pirates race. And she said, I went to pick her up and she was crying. And I said, now, why are you crying? You came here on your own. She said, nah, when you wouldn't handle half the pain I handled today. So don't say anything. I said, sign me up for one of these things of yours. I'll show you. And then she signed me up for one race. And after that one, I was like, sign me up for another one, man. Let me see. This thing is nice. There's a lot of people there. And they give free water and free energy.
Yeah.
Let me go back. And that's how I started running.
And when did Coach Benzi come into the picture then?
So when I started running like that, because I stay around the area where Coach Benzi runs from, I used to see them running. So one day I went there, I said, hey guys, I want to come run. And they said, no, you're welcome. Went there, met up with Coach Benzi, and then I started running. So I started running with Team C16.
Oh,
it was my first official group, Team C16.
Which C16?
Bedford View.
Oh, Bedford View. I used to run with them.
Is it?
Yeah, but not. I would come once in a while. I used to like the Albertine on Sundays.
Okay.
The C16, I would just go there once in a while.
I did the Albertine as well. We ran the Albertine. I met Mnandi Basi there.
Yeah.
So that's why I started running.
Okay, and can you recall your first race and time?
My first 21 was 2 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I think it was the Allen Rob 21 kilometers.
Oh, the one in Germiston.
The one in Germiston.
Yeah.
I started an official race with 21.
Yeah.
And then my first marathon was the Val River. It was 4 hours 25 minutes.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was my first one. And then my first comrade was 11 hours 15 minutes.
But when did I know you started running back then? But when did this bug actually beat you to? And then you said, "Now I'm hooked," and you could see now I'm hooked.
The day I signed up for Comrades.
Oh.
The day I signed up for it was 2018. It was after the Val River.
Oh yes.
So I qualified. I went to run. I qualified. Someone said, "Hey, you qualified for Comrades." I was like, "Hey, what's that?" I had people talking about Comrades when we were running with Abolizo from Team 16. And then I had already decided to stop smoking. And then I said, okay, let me sign up for Comrades. Let me see. I think that's when the bug officially got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you went and did. Now you were a marathon. You frequented marathons and ultras. And how did you fare in that? Period when you were preparing for Comrades? My
first Comrades was the preparation was sketchy.
Oh,
it was do whatever you can, whenever you can. And I ran every marathon. You know when you
definitely.
I ran every marathon. I think after Val River I went to Kapse, I got my first sub 3 there. I went to Johnson Crane, I went to Jeep, I went to every weekend I was at the race. The bug had really gotten me. I couldn't stop running. I just wanted to run. So there was no proper preparation that went into, but I trained the way a novice should train. I think a novice should learn on his own with his own mistakes. But that's how I managed to sort of squeeze in the mileage of Comrades.
And how did you feel on your first Comrades, man? That thing is brutal. Was it an up or down?
It was an up.
2019 was the last up.
Yeah, it was up. For me, I always say your first Comrades will always be your best Comrades.
Yeah.
Your first Comrades will always be your best Comrades. You can put together all the other Comrades where I did silver. The feeling doesn't come close to the first Comrades.
Oh, nice.
Because the first Comrades, you don't know what you're expecting. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how your body is going to react. You've never passed 60 kilometers in your life.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know. And that feeling of not knowing is exciting. And when you get to 60 and you realize that, hey, I'm at 60 and I'm still moving, you get excited. You cry. That day you experience sad emotions, happy emotions, calm emotions. You just become a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, definitely. But then you were doing hills at Albertine. I think you know those hills, they are brutal.
Yes.
But how did you feel when you went up Nchanga And you went up like Abo Phil's, Phil's Hill is a good 3.2 kilometers.
At that time, I didn't know. At that time, I had no idea that there's Tramont, Phil's Hill.
Oh, I see.
I just knew that there's 90 kilometers and it's an up run. In my head, it was like we're moving from here to there. An up run.
I see.
And there was no hill repeat, so it's just running on hill routes in Albertine, which helped.
Yeah.
But I didn't think too much into it on my first comrades. I didn't worry about pace. I didn't worry about hills. I didn't worry about anything. It was just a matter of I need to go finish this.
You just went there and you surrendered yourself to
I just surrendered myself and said, today I'm going to finish this thing.
Yeah. And then you improved from 11 to 8 something. Tell us about the trial. Why? How did you manage to improve by that margin?
I think because the 11 hours was 2019 and then the 8 was 2022. So
after COVID.
Yeah. So when we went into lockdown, I sort of realized that there was a little bit of potential in me. I think when I say a little bit, I'm disrespecting myself. There was potential in me to actually become a better runner if I could just put in the work.
I see.
So I was working in the gym during lockdown. Gyms were closed. So I said, let me take this time and train and see if I can really transition into the runner that I believe I should be.
Yeah.
And then I started training. I broke down my training to a 5 kilometer, 10, 21, 42. I said, I want to improve those times. And if I can improve those times, then
ultimately
I'll get there, Yeah. I think at that time, my marathon time was 3:50. And after lockdown, I did 3:03.
Oh, wow.
So that's when I realized that actually, man, this thing with hard work, you can actually get there. And then 2022, when Comrades opened, I went back. The target was silver, or 7:30. But I came back with 8:25. I was sad because at that time I believed I'd worked hard, which I did. I mean, I was still training with Coach Matthews Matilele at that time, and I did. I got 8:25, and then I said, okay, let me go back to the drawing board and I'll try silver again 2023.
You were brave, man.
I mean,
from 11 hours to a silver, so you went from 11 hours, sub 12, which is
sub
a
12.
Vic Klepman.
Vic Klepman, yes.
You went to Bill Rowan.
I went to Bill Rowan.
From Bill Rowan to silver.
To silver. And now I have two silvers.
Yeah, you've got 2 silvers. Congratulations,
Thank you.
You've got 4 comrades, I believe.
I've got 4 comrades. Going for my 5th one.
And tell us about your 2 oceans, because there's something there in 2 oceans that I want to gauge here. How many 2 oceans did you do?
I have 1.
Oh.
I have 1. 2 oceans is... I don't know how to categorize 2 oceans. For lack of better sentencing, I'd say 2 oceans is the best race that I've run so far.
Mm-hmm. And you did a silver, bro.
I did a silver. I did.
Do you know a silver in Comrades? You do it by 5 minutes per
5
K.
minutes, yeah.
But what's the pace for
4 minutes?
For a silver
4 minutes 15 seconds.
Yeah.
That's 4:15.
You work full time.
You do the whole time.
And that's the pace of the elite there.
It is. I remember when I spoke to my coach from Skinny Gang, Wangan Mashiri, and I said, I want, because he said it, when we were sitting and having a drink, and he said, one of the most difficult things to do in running is getting a silver at Oceans and then go get a silver at Comrades the same year.
No, at least he told. That's why I said I wanted to uncover something. Yeah.
And he said that. He said one of the most difficult things to do as a runner is a silver at both Oceans and Comrades. And I said to him, I want to do that. He said, nah. I said, no, I want to do that. He said, you've never done Oceans. You only have 1 silver Comrades. You only have 1 sub 3. It's not the time. I said, Coach, no disrespect, but I want to do that.
Man, kudos to you, man. You are shining. And but how was the feeling of accomplishing the silver in 2 oceans, which is not an easy silver, and a silver on an up run?
All I can tell you is that after that up run, I had knee injuries for a whole 6 months. So it tells you how it was.
Oh, really?
It was tough. 2 Oceans silver program is tough.
Yeah.
It is by far the toughest training program I've ever been on. That training program, you're combining mileage and speed.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
And when did you start running with a program?
I started running a program in 2021. When did we go into lockdown?
In 2020, and then 2021, the restrictions were starting to ease.
I started in 2020, late 2020.
Yeah.
I was still with Coach Matthews. We started with the program. We started with a 5K. My first program was 5K.
Yeah.
Then 10K, then 21, then 42.
Look at you. You know, people would think you need to start with a 42 program. You started with the 5.
I started with the 5.
Yeah.
And the goal was to run 5 kilometers in 20 minutes, under 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think I had 24 minutes at the time, 5 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, no, I wanna chop it bit by bit.
Yeah.
Eventually, it will get there. Because I feel like if I start with the 40, the body will tell you when it's not ready for certain things.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not kind to it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me be kind to my body. Let me start with the 5. Let me pick up nicely.
And how did it go from 5, 10?
No, it went well. I mean, I trained for 5 kilometers under 20 minutes. I think I did 18 minutes. I trained for 10 kilometers under 40 minutes. I think I did 38 minutes. I trained for 21 kilometers under 1 hour 30. I did 127. I trained for 42 under 3 hours. I did 303.
Is it back in 2020, 21?
This is 2020. This all happened in 2021.
Yeah.
2021.
And when did you test what you've been doing in training on a race? Because the first Comrades after lockdown was 2022 and it was in August. Which races did you test yourself on?
I didn't have much, to be honest, before the 2022 Comrades. I think I only did... No, I didn't have much. I don't even remember doing a race. Don't remember which races were on in 2022.
Yeah, because it was just
a few.
But they were just Africans. They said the dear Mecca.
Yeah, I don't think I did much. I think I did one qualifier. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure which one. But then I went to Comrades. I did an 825. I was sad that I couldn't get a silver.
But you were training in winter, brother. I
was. And then I went to Sanlam. I wanted a sub 3. I did a 311. I was sad again. I was like, I'm sad. And at that time, I've been training with Coach Matthews for 2 years now.
Okay.
And then him and I decided that, you know what, it's time for me to go and be trained by an ultra coach.
Oh,
he's more of a track and field.
Yes, coach. I was just gonna say, can you contrast between your coaches? Were they the same type of distance coaches, or they were different?
Yeah, both amazing coaches.
Yeah,
I mean Matthews, the difference between Matthews and Coach V is that Matthews, when you say I want to do this, he'll say okay, let's do it. Coach V, when you say I want to do this, he'll say okay, hold on, wait, before we do this, have we done this and that and that?
Oh, I see.
So, and it's a personality thing. I don't think it's a coaching quality thing. It's a personality thing, you know. And I've enjoyed working with both of them. Because Matthews will say to you, okay, let's go for a sub 3, knowing that you're not ready, but he wants you to sort of push yourself. Yeah. Coach V is the type of guy who will say, I want you to be 100% ready before you get there. But if you're 90% ready and you can dig, let's go. You know. And Matthews is more of a speed type of coach. Coach V is a mileage coach. Coach V will put you on the road for 8 hours and say, go run slow.
Yeah. In a slow cooker. And a pressure cooker.
He's a slow cooker. But both amazing coaches. I mean, I would definitely work with both of them over and over again.
And I think that's what you've learned between the people. And then can you contrast between your silver on a down and an up run?
And I mean no disrespect when I say my first silver was simple.
Oh, okay.
After the 825, the next year I came in and did 728.
Yeah.
And when I say simple, I don't mean it was not hard. I mean at that time and how fit I was very fit.
Yeah.
And also I think I was not angry, but I was motivated. I had missed silver the year before. And I said to myself, I'm not missing it this year.
It's fun to be angry with the wrong.
You know, I was like, nah, I'm not missing it this year. No matter what, it's not happening. I'm not missing it.
Yeah.
And I remember when I got to 85 Ks on that silver, and I was running with Uputi. He's a club member of ours at Ikhalito. And when I got to about 87, he said, you have so much energy, you can go.
Yeah.
And I went. I still had so much energy in me. I was so fit. And then coming back to the up run is brutal.
Definitely.
That thing is brutal. And I remember 6 weeks before, I just did the Ocean Silver.
Oh, yeah.
So I suffered for the first 50 Ks. My body couldn't move. I couldn't get into the rhythm that I know myself to get into a race.
Look at you. You know, elite runners, guys.
No, but I'm being honest.
You'll tell us, my body was not, but yet the pace was.
Because the pace required that day was 5:13 for silver.
Yeah.
The first 50, I was playing between 5:10, 5:20. Yeah. 5:10, 5:20. My body was not going below 5:10. And I think I got to 43. I met our club members there and I told them that I think if I get to 60 feeling like this, I'll DNF. I'm not feeling okay. I'm not in pain. I'm not tired, but the body is not moving. It's not moving, and it's kind of frustrating me.
Yeah.
But then I remember Coach V like saying, how you feel now, it's not how you're going to feel 5 kilometers later.
Oh.
So stay the course. You never know how you're going to feel late. And boom, I got to 60 Ks. I don't know what happened. My body moved. I was now talking 440.
That's comrades for you.
445. 440. I'm like, I'm on 70. Now I'm moving. I'm like, did it have to take 60 kilometers to warm up? And I promise you, I had the best last 30,
more or less last 30.
I had the best last 30 comrades last year. I mean, this year. Is it this year?
Yeah, it's this
year.
You know, there's something about comrades.
You never know which
year.
No,
I'm just saying, after comrades, it's end of
the year.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. So, but then my body only got warm at 60 Ks. And from there I moved. I think when I got to 75, I was like, nah, man, silver is possible here. Because now my average is 511, silver average is 513. And I'm feeling this way. I'm like, if I can get on top of police, I'm done. When I got top of police shot, I looked at my average, it was now 512. And I need 518. I'm like, never. And now I'm running 445, 440, 435, 430. By the last 2 kilometers, I was not running 415, 410. I'm like, nah, this body was playing with me.
Yeah, but that's what you learn by doing an ultra, because you get to learn something about life and your body that you never thought you were capable of.
True. True. Ultra is, and I always translate ultra into my life. I feel like your life is ultra.
Life is an ultra.
Because it starts and you never know when it ends.
Yeah.
And every single day you have to dig deep to reach a certain goal, to get through something. And I feel like that's why I'm so obsessed with long distance, because it teaches you that discipline to stay the course, no matter how difficult things are. I mean, people ask me why I want to do the 100 kilometer now.
I will get to that, but because I thought you said you are off. You're not doing anything. You know when we met at Hollywood, you said,
I thought so too.
No, I think I'll take it easy now, and boom, I'm going for 100 kilometers.
I thought so too. I thought I was done for the year. And
how did that come about, man?
No,
how did you decide to do? Is 100 kilometers?
100 kilometers,
not 100 mile. 100 kilometers. And was it's trail?
It's trail.
It's not comrades.
It's not road.
It's not road running. It's trail.
It's 4,800 elevation.
I used to. I think I did the Platted Lapcock trail on the Table Mountain, and I did it about 3 times. I know even walking up there, it's and I mean it's difficult.
I've always loved trail.
Yeah.
I did the Ultra Drakensberg Trail before. I did the Makhuba 250. I did the 60 at Drakensberg. I've always loved trail.
Makes sense, yeah.
But then at that time I struggled to transition from being a trail runner and being able to achieve silvers and sub 3. So I said to myself, hold off a bit on the sub 3s. I mean, on the trail. Focus on getting silver sub 3.
Oh, I see.
So this year, I got silver at Oceans, my first Oceans. I got my back-to-back silver at Comrades.
Yeah, yeah.
I did a 250 marathon at Sanlam.
Yes.
I was like, I stopped doing trail for all of this. Now that I've did all of this, I'm going to go back to something that I love. I'm going to go do trail. And
so trail is your first love.
If you were to ask me between trail and road, which one would I choose any day? I would choose trail. And I say this because I run for therapeutic reasons. And trail helps me to search for my soul more than road. Road gives me so much satisfaction. Trail gives me time to search for my soul. I mean, I spent 19 hours on the mountains.
So how many self-meetings did you have? But tell me about the experience there. You can maybe break it down into segments, or 100 kilometers, maybe into 20 or 25. Just give us a rundown.
The first 12 was nice. It was a warm up. It was dark. We started at 4 a.m. From 12 to 20, it was nice. When you get to 20, you start running that race.
Yeah.
From 20 to 26 is an up run. It's a climb. It's long. It's
which sides of
it's by Table Mountain.
Yeah, which side? You can recall which side is that at 20?
It's after the second aid station. I can't remember, but the second water point.
No problem.
That thing climbs. I think that's the first one. That's the first time I sent Coach V a video. There's a video of mine, me sending to him where I said, "Yee,
Ziakala.
I'm gonna put until Anya Queen."
Yeah, and Aya Queen.
That's tough. And we're only at 24 kilometers, and I'm on 4 hours.
Shoo.
I'm on 24 kilometers. I'm on 4 hours.
Yeah.
That's when I knew that's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
Got on top of that from 30 to 20.
32?
From 30 to 50.
Yeah.
It's a combination of up, down, beautiful views, therapeutic. You have time to think. You the thing about trail is you get time to think, but you must focus, because if you don't focus, you fall.
Yeah, and it's the terrain is not even.
And I love the transition of when you get to an aid station, you take out your bottles, you fill them in, you eat something. Trail is an adventure. It's such an adventure, and that's one thing I love about trail.
Just to interject there, what is the distance between the water stations?
It's between 9 and 11.
Oh,
but
it's unlike us 3 kilometers.
Yeah, between 9 and 11, but there's 2 that are 15 apart. From 56 to 70. There's a 56 to 70, and then there's also one long one, I think it's 43 to 56.
So you need a camelback, and
you need a camelback, you need everything with you. When you go to registration, they go check your whole gear. You need waterproof. They won't give you a race number until they've ticked your whole gear.
Oh.
You need first aid kit. You need waterproof jackets, waterproof pants. You need a beanie. You need gloves. You need it's a lot of things that you need to have with you. In case it rains, you put on your waterproof jackets and stuff like that. You need to have food. You need to have stuff like that. Okay. But when I got to 56, I told my support team that I'm not gonna finish this race. I'm tired.
I think I saw a video that talks to that.
Yeah, I was tired. My legs were tired. It was now
how many hours?
It was 9 hours. My legs were tired, and at that point I said to myself, I have nothing to prove.
What time of the day?
I can't remember time.
So a transition between dark, hot, and cold, wind.
I think at that time I said to my support team, I'm tired. I have nothing to prove. I've got nothing to prove to anyone. I've got nothing to prove to myself. And I think one of my support crew said to me, you do know that this is not you. You've never done a race in DNF.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah. But yeah, they're like, no, it's not you. It's not who you are. If you always say, unless you are in severe pain that compromises your life, you keep going.
But then for you, when you wanted to make a call to say, I'm calling it a day, what did you feel? Was it the pain?
It was not pain. I was tired. I was genuinely just exhausted. It's been a long year. And I feel like this year I gave it my absolute best on the road.
Yeah.
And I was tired. But then when one of my crew members said that, I remember that whatever I do on the road, I apply it to my life. So if I'm tired about something in my life, I'm going to sit down and stop and quit.
Okay.
And that's not who I want to become. That's not who I want my daughters to think I am. So I said, I'm on 56. How many more do I have? They said, man, you only have 44.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's a motivation.
I was like, okay. There's this guy, his name is Musa Trails. He's one of the A6 run runners. He was running it as well. At that aid station, I was sitting down. There's a video of him walking next to me. He's finished changing. We're all done. Now we have to go back on the road. I'm having a moment. And then he comes up to me, gives me his hand. He said, let's go. And him and I, we ran together from 56 all the way up until 90.
Oh, yeah.
We ran to, I promise you, after that moment at 56, I woke up again. So I genuinely believe I'm an ultra runner, because every single time at the race, I have a good time on the second half than the first half. Even at the marathon, if you look at my Sanlam, I did 126 on the first half, I did 122 on the second half.
Oh, yeah.
Even at Comrades. So
you do your negative splits?
I do my negative splits. So it's one thing I've learned about myself this year. Even at Oceans, did negative splits. So it's one thing.
You did negative splits?
I did at Oceans.
Going up Constantia Neck.
The area where I was slow was between that Constantia Neck.
Yeah.
But from halfway of 56.
That's somewhere top of Chapman's.
Top of Chapman's to the 42 mark.
Yeah.
Then I slowed down.
You go down.
Yeah. Then I slowed down at 42 mark up until 50 or something. When I got to 50, there's a guy who shouted from the road. He said, Marima, the app says you're going to finish 4 hours and 7 seconds. I was like, never. I'm not missing silver by 7 seconds. I can't
Yeah.
train 16 weeks just to miss this thing by 7 seconds. That's disrespectful. I'm not doing that.
You disrespecting yourself.
I'm disrespecting myself.
Yeah.
I started running. I remember now my watch was going 4:05, 4:10, 4:05, 4:10.
Yeah.
So I've learned that I'm a second half runner.
Yeah.
So always when I go first half, I go cautious.
You are that child that matures late in life.
Very late in late bloomer. Very, very late. So
Yeah.
but the ultra, when we got to 90, it was now at night. Because if you check, I did the last 20 kilometers of that 100 kilometers in 3 hours.
Oh yeah.
Because now it's at
the
night.
place
I'm not used to running at night. I'm alone. It's just me and my headlight.
Phew.
I have to go down. It's the mountain. This side is a cliff. There's
Yeah.
water. I'm scared. It's actually impossible. It's just you had rat, man. Hey,
Yeah.
Hey, I ran to just
Yeah, I love it.
Hey, la chaba, man.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, I understand.
You know, so from 90 to 100, that's where I honestly had reflection moment.
That last 10 kilometers.
Yeah, I was alone. It was
But
dark
still,
at night.
that last 20 kilometers is still in the mountains,
It's still in the
navigating.
mountains. The only time you get out of the mountains is when you go to an aid station.
Oh, I see.
Because our light aid station was in University of Cape Town. So you get off the mountain, you go to
Oh,
the
yeah.
university.
Yeah.
From the university, you get back up onto the mountain.
Eish, yeah, no, that thing, I think it's. I think
No,
it can terrorize one.
I'm going back next
like, are you going back?
No, next year I'm doing 1 marathon, comrades. So my races next year, there are 4. I'm doing marathon first half of the year. I'm doing comrades. I'm doing a trail 60 in Drakensberg in September.
I might join you on Drakensberg because I want to do Drakensberg.
Yeah. So I'm doing a 60 in September and then I'm doing the 100 in November. So second half of the year, next year, I'm focusing on trail.
Yeah. Extreme sports, people. No. Anyway, you finished your 100 kilometer run, trail run. As you were in the last kilometer going, you can see you are home, man. What came to your mind? Emotions and anything?
I think the one thing that came into my mind, or a lot of things came into my mind that time, but the one thing that stood out was I actually realized that I can actually do anything.
Yeah.
Like I can. Like I just limit myself so much by thinking that I cannot. I can. Like I ran 100 kilometers on the mountain, I didn't train for it.
Yeah.
So tell me I can't do something and I'll tell you you're lying. I just need to put my mind to it.
But let's just come back a little bit. When you do your training for your marathons, your comrades, I hear you talking about the 16 weeks program. Is it that? Because we are used to like the 12-week, the 8-week program. Why 16?
So when I joined Skinny Gang under Bongan Bilangulu, Stesu Naza, Bongan Mashile, I learned the 16-week program. And usually the first 2 weeks will be a base, building base, doing easy runs, speed sessions, short. Your long run will be about 15 Ks at that time, weekend 20. The first 2 weeks, you're just building base. Then from week number 3, you're going to start hit the ground running now. You're going to start putting your hill repeats, intensity. And then the last 2 weeks also, it's also now tapering. So that 16 weeks includes 2 weeks of base and the last 2 weeks of tapering.
Oh, I see.
So now it
back
gives
to 12.
you 12 weeks of hard work. It gives you 12 weeks of that base is very important.
Because 16 weeks is
It's long.
4 months.
It's long.
4 months.
When we were training for Oceans, there was a time where I trained for 43 days non-stop without rest.
Phew.
And to show that the body will control itself, I just had flu.
Oh, yeah.
And I was out for 5 days.
Yeah.
I trained for 43 days straight, no rest day, and some days twice a day. Some days doing gym in the morning, doing run in the morning, gym in the afternoon, for 43 straight days. Day number 44, I woke up and I had this flu. And Coach V just said, nah, the body just says rest. There's nothing you can do. Just go sleep.
And then how do you deal with your strength? How do you do your strength? How many times?
Monday, Thursdays for the first 8 weeks of the 16 weeks. And then the next 4 weeks is Mondays only. And then the last 3 weeks is nothing.
And then nutrition?
Nagaja, guys.
And I
eat.
One thing that we share in common is that rata orotoka banana. Bread and banana any day.
No, nagaja, I eat, guys. I'm not very fast when it comes to food. I think also I've been blessed with good genes.
Yeah.
I come from a very sporting family. My dad played boxing, played soccer, did athletics. So I don't gain weight that much easily. And also, man, how do you gain weight when you do 200 kilometers a week?
Yeah,
like you can eat as much pap as you want. That pap is gonna burn out. I mean, I saw a video of Caster Semenya, and she was saying she was doing an interview with Supersport, and she said, what did she say? If I quoted correct, she was like, "Skampucha the calories. Kidija no, get in after 2 hours."
Yeah,
which is very true. As a runner. But there's times where during the 16 weeks I'll eat proper, like 3 weeks before the race. Now I cut off caffeine, I cut off a lot of sugar because I want the supplements on my body to work on race day. I'll eat more good carbs. I'll avoid alcohol at all because I don't want to be dehydrated on race day. So that 3 weeks, yes, I'll be strict. But throughout the 12 weeks, I'll indulge there and there. But if it's before a long run, obviously, I'll have something that will, be able to allow me to do a long run. I'll have maybe a spaghetti and beans. I will not have bohobe ka acha because then I'm gonna have a running time in the morning because it's hot.
Yeah. And when do we have bread and banana?
Every morning before I work out. No, you and it's not bread and banana, it's banana bread.
Yeah, standard.
it's every morning. It was funny how I actually realized that this works for me. I think I went to run a marathon and I had something else. I ate something else. I don't want to mention the name because it's a product. I ate something else, but I was hungry 10 kilometers into the race.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I ate, man. And then I tried something else. One day I said, you know what? I went to boarding school, soccer. Our coach would give us bread, put banana, 2 slices before a soccer match.
Nice one, yeah.
Before a soccer match.
Yeah.
So you fold roller. And that thing used to fool us the whole match. I said, let me try this for my run. And I know people used to do it.
Yeah.
I did it, man. That marathon, I was not hungry up until 8. And then I tried it again. And then we did a 60-kilometer long run. I tried it. I was like, man, this is it. And then from there, I promise you, before I session, even if it's an easy 1 hour, I'll have 1 banana, 1 slice of white bread, put it together, have my banana bread. And it works.
And that, if that fulfills you, why not?
Even on the 100, I had it.
Yeah, if that fulfills you.
On the 100, I had it before the race.
Yeah.
I had it at 43. I had it at 62.
Yeah. I can even see the facial expression.
I believe in that banana bread so much.
No, I also, like primary, secondary, tertiary, I was eating bread and banana. Even today, I still eat bread and banana.
I tell people,
and people will be surprised. I tell people, this is one of my favorites.
And I tell people that is a recipe from old age, from long ago. It's not something from even banana and potato chips. Chips.
I know that. Yeah, many people do that.
Yeah, even banana and chips, even banana and biscuits.
Yeah.
You could take banana, put biscuit. It's just
and biscuit, yeah.
I'm telling you.
No, that one. No.
It's in boarding school we used to do that.
That is not make
you take bread,
or just to get that sugar.
Yeah, just to get that sugar and the feeling of being full from the bread.
Oh yeah.
We make it work, eh?
Sure. I know. Anyway, let's just off-ramp a little bit and change focus and go to something that I'm proud of you on. You wrote a book, and this is the book, ne? Is how lockdown unlocked my potential. Just give us a synopsis or a rundown of why you wrote the book. What is the book about?
So remember I said during lockdown I decided to train for 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 21 and 42.
Yeah.
So during that whole experience, it was lockdown. I had so much time on my hands. So I noted down every single day of training.
Oh.
What I went through, what I did on that day, what the experience was like, how was my emotions. So one day I gave it to my wife and I said, hey, I've been writing a journal about training and I've been writing for the past 4 months. She said, let me see. And I gave it to her. She read it. She came back to me after reading the thing and then she said to me, if you don't release this as a book, I'm going to leave you. Because I've been writing since I was young.
Yeah.
I've been writing poems, I've been writing short stories. I've never had anyone...
So you are a writer.
I'm a writer. I've never had anyone read my stuff though. I've never had confidence to let anyone read my stuff. She said to me, if you don't release this as a book, I promise you I'm going to leave you. because this is amazing. And at the time, I think I had only written 2-3 chapters.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let me write. Got hold of a publisher, got hold of a couple of people, and I said, okay, let me write my first ever published book. And I wrote it.
And you know how many of us wanted to write books or started writing books and chickened out? So bravo, kudos to you.
Thank you. This is probably my 6th novel that I've written.
Oh.
My 6th one. I just haven't released anything because
I
didn't have the confidence.
Say, because I
didn't have confidence that people would like my stuff. And then after writing this book and I released it and it started selling and the feedback I got, I went back and I read this book and I read other stuff that I've written and I sat down and said, no, I'm a great writer.
And how much is this book?
It's 190 rand.
And where can people find the book?
So this book is self-published, so I sell it myself.
Okay.
Reason being for selling it myself was that it was my first book and I felt I need to put in the effort myself for it to get to the people.
Yeah.
So people can just contact me on social media. I sign it myself, I distribute it myself because I feel like it has that personal touch. It's my first book, it's very special. So when you buy it, I want you to get it from me directly. You know, so
and I haven't, I like reading books, and you know, as you grow up, you start becoming lazy, and I think this is one of the books that will get me back into
reading. Yeah. A lot of people.
I'm so this is my copy, guys. This is my copy. He didn't give it to me. I took it from his bag, so I snatched it out. So yeah, this is the book. I'm going to support you on this book. I'm going to buy this book for myself. Yeah,
I appreciate it. I think a lot of people who have read that book, they come back to me and say it's a very catchy book. The first chapter makes you wanna read the second chapter.
Yeah.
The second chapter. I had someone who bought it and finished it in one day.
Really? And then I think I can do that.
And then they said, can I call you and give you a review? I don't want to write it, I want to call you. And then I said, you can call me. And then she called me and then she said, I've read so many books, international authors, best-selling authors. I've never read a book where I got so emotional and I'm laughing at the same time.
Yeah.
Because your style of writing is so touching and there's so much sense of humor. And I was like, I had no idea I had so much sense of humor up until I wrote that book.
Yeah.
So I'm currently writing my second one.
Oh.
Currently writing my second one. I think my second one is going to be it's going to be a scary book.
Really?
Because I'm not holding back on it.
Okay.
I'm talking about my life as a runner and how it changed, what changed, the good about being a runner, the toxic side about being a runner, the things that you have to face and things that you don't have to give energy as a runner, because we lose a lot of runners in running because of certain things.
Yeah.
And we gain a lot of runners at the same time. So no one is going to keep you as a runner. You need to keep yourself as a runner.
Yeah.
So I learn about how to handle such things, and yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful book.
Yeah, but I must say, I must mention it again that I'm proud to see someone who has written a book, started and finished and published the book, and we've got a physical copy. We can get our hands on it, and we can even smell. You know, when you read a book and you turn on a page and you get that smell, and
it's a very personal book. I mean, if the sponsors that sponsored the book there, the back, you'll see. You know, there's 3 sponsors there, and one of the companies there, you see, it's Musana Optometrist. That's my uncle.
Yeah.
It's Eddie Musana. He's a runner. I don't know if you know him. Eddie Musana runs for Polokwane Athletics Club.
Maybe I know.
He's my uncle. He's one of the people who has really encouraged me when it comes to running. So, and then the cover was created by a friend. You know, her name is Ntabi Singh. You know, so the entire team, the editor, the entire team that worked in that book. You know, that picture on that book was taken by a fellow runner on the Alex Trek.
Oh, nice.
His name is Temba Bilankul. He did not know up until the day I told him. I said, you took that picture.
Oh, yeah, because, we take so many pictures.
That's why I say it's a very personal book, because it was written by me, and then it was made possible by people around me, people so close to me. So it's a very personal book.
Proud of you, brah.
Thank you, brother.
And as runners, I know we can go on and on, and I can ask you a lot of questions, but I thought today let's keep it short and sweet. And thank you for your time, Sipho. Thank you for coming, for honoring the invite. I know you are a busy man, and thank you for making time.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me. It really means a lot. I think, like you say, life is busy, but we should never be busy for each other as people.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we are here to live together. We can never finish chasing the money. The money will finish us.
Yeah.
And we'll leave it behind. But thank you for having me, and thank you for what you do. I think bringing the conversations to runners, it's a beautiful thing. Running is a beautiful sport. Road running, trail running, cycling, mountain biking, I just feel like those things, they've got a way of getting people together and creating relationships and changing lives in so many ways. So thank you for bringing us those conversations.
Yeah, thank you, Sipho.
Thank you.
And thank you for the gift of the festive, because I've got something to read during the festive,
No,
it won't be a boring festive.
No,
I'll do my training, then I'll read.
No, thank you.
That kind of a thing.
I appreciate it.
That brings to an end our conversation with Sipho Marima, and we thank him for his time. And kudos to him writing this marvelous book that I'm going to be reading this festive. You can also check him on the socials if you want to get to support our brother and get yourself a copy. We love what we do. We do what we love. We will see you in the next episode. Sharp, sharp.